Hello artists and welcome to Mr. Melvin Makes. Sometimes I like to make paper apples out of looped strips like this. The apple can be used as a symbol for teachers or education, so I love making these as gifts for teachers I care about. Before I begin art making, I mindfully take time to get ready. And before anything else, I get my mind ready with a few deep breaths in and long breaths out. Next, I get my work area ready by removing any scraps, shreds, spills, or smudges. Then I wash my hands with soap and water so that they are clean and ready. Then I set my art materials in front of me, I make sure that I am standing or sitting in a way that is comfy, and I gently stretch my hands to warm them up. Now I am ready for art making. I take a sheet of red, green, or yellow construction paper and cut it in half to make two narrow strips of paper like these. I'll take one and carefully cut the construction paper into 4 narrow and even-sized strips using scissors. Next, I take 2 strips of construction paper and glue them into the shape of a plus sign with a glue stick. I put more glue in the center of these 2 strips and place a 3rd strip across them diagonally, like this. I repeat this process with my 4th and final strip, placing it diagonally across the others, making the shape of an asterisk. Now that I have glued my paper strips into this shape, I can begin to loop them into the 3-dimensional form of a sphere. I simply add some glue to one end of a paper strip and loop it over to the opposite end like this. Next, I add some glue on top of this loop and to the end of another paper strip like this. Then I loop it over to the opposite end and attach both to the top of the previous loop like this. I repeat this process until there are no more loose strips of paper and the form of my sphere is complete. Next, I take a 1/4 sheet of green paper and fold it in half to cut out a symmetrical paper leaf. I finish by gluing the green paper leaf to the top of the red sphere, turning it into a looped paper apple. Before I leave my studio space, I make sure to leave it better than I found it, by sweeping up any scraps and shreds. Wiping up any spills or smudges. In returning all of my materials and tools to their homes. Oh, and of course, I take time to thoroughly wash my hands with soap and water, leaving them clean and ready for whatever comes next. I like to make paper apples out of loop strips like this. The apple can be used as a symbol for teachers or education, so I can give this as a gift to the teachers I care about. I hope that this video encourages you to make a looped paper apple in your own style. Remember that yours will be different from mine and anyone else's, but differences are something to celebrate, not something to shame. So happy looping, artists. Enjoy.